Hello, I'm Landon Schlungen, and today we are going to go through Advanced Node and Express on FreeCodeCamp. And let's start with the introduction here. We can use REPL.it or we can clone a repository on GitHub. So I think I'm going to be using REPL.it. Looks like we're going to learn how to use authentication middleware like Passport. We're also going to be using templating engines like Pug. Let's try opening this REPL.it and see what it's all about. Also go back to FreeCodeCamp. All right, we have our REPL.it set up here. Let's see what's in the package JSON. We have .env, Express, MongoDB, and Node. We have our connection, which connects to our database. So I'm guessing we're going to be using our database. Let's take a look at the first challenge first of all. So go to first lesson. First thing we want to do is we want to add Pug to our package JSON. And Pug is a templating engine which allows us to design an HTML page a lot easier. So let's grab Pug. We need Pug version 3.0. So that'll go in our package JSON. And then we want to run it. And the next thing we need to do is we need to do app.set view engine Pug inside of our, I'm guessing it just goes inside of our server.js file. Pretty much at the top, we will put it here. It takes a little bit to install the packages. It is really taking a while to install our packages and run this. And it failed to look up view. Load your view here. Okay, so we need to do res.render. Oh, and then views pug. So we'll go views/pug here and refresh it or stop and start it. And it still can't find it. Maybe it has to be /views/pug. It can be a relative path or an absolute path and does not require a file extension. So relative to views. So it'd be just /pug. So just pug. Let's try that. Yep, it's just pug there, not views/pug. Looks like it's working now. Let's try it out. Paste in the solution link and say we completed it. And it looks like it does work. Awesome. Okay, now we want to use a template engine's powers. We can see the syntax and structure of Pug by clicking here. And it just brings up this GitHub page that shows an example of what it turns into. So it starts with doctype HTML, and then we have our head and our body, and then we can do if and else statements, and then it turns it into this HTML right here. So that's what Pug is. For this challenge though, we need to basically copy this line and put it as our res.render. So we'll try that and see what happens. Okay, the message says please log in, and there's a hello on the screen for a title. So I think it's working. So to try this out, we know the drill. Copy the link and paste it in and say we completed it, and it looks like we did. Sweet. Now we need to set up Passport, and Passport is used for authentication. So this is for like logging in and stuff. And to start out, we need to copy this line and put it in our package JSON. So we will take Passport and put it in here as version 0.3.2. Next up, we need to add Express Session as well. So I'll grab that and paste it in. There we go, Express Session version 1.15.0. Now we need this line of code here, app.use our session, and this will be used to make our cookie and also encrypt our cookie. So we'll grab that and we'll put it in our server.js file. I'm not sure where though. Oh, it's app.use, so we'll put it right underneath these. It's middleware. And then we need to set our session secret inside of a .env file. So I will make a .env file. Have a session secret equal to a random string of characters. So we'll just do that, and we will try this out now. I guess we also have to do passport.initialize and passport.session inside of an app.use. So we will do that as well. So back in server.js, we will do app.use passport.initialize, and we also have to do passport.session. It says session is not defined, which makes sense. That might be because we need to grab variable session and passport from express session and passport. Okay, so we need to require these things. We need to require session. So we'll go const session equals require express session. And then we have to also grab passport. So we'll go const passport. Actually, no. Yeah, passport equals require passport. I'm not sure if those are default imports or not, or if we should use object destructuring with it, but we will try it out here and see if it works. Okay, so it's not working. So I think we have to destructure this like so. And now let's stop and run it. Okay, that's not working. So delete that. And that's not running at all either. The initialize app.use is not working. So these might have to go above that part. So let's try that. The middleware is not in use. Oh man. We can check out the project completed up to this point here, so I might as well do that. Session, passport, yeah. Passport.initialize and session here, yeah. That's weird. So yeah, these go underneath. Okay, it is not grabbing passport correctly. It says passport, but I'm doing passport. Okay, it's weird that this isn't working. Maybe I will just take the one completed up to this point and I'll just copy it. See if that works. Thought it was the same, but maybe it wasn't. Okay, I guess it wasn't the same, so now it should work. Let's try it out. And yep, it works. Next up, serialization of a user object. We basically have to use this code, and we also have to make sure we have MongoDB up and running. So I guess I'll do that now. So to get MongoDB up and running, we basically need to have a Mongo URI, and that's going to be in our .env file. And the Mongo URI is going to be connected to our MongoDB atlas. Make sure to sign up and log in. There should be other tutorials to walk you through that. And then once you have MongoDB Atlas open, we can do connect and connect your application, and then copy this connection string, paste it as our Mongo URI, and then we have to change our database name and our password. So my database name will be advanced, and my password will be 1234. Just need to make sure I change it inside of my MongoDB Atlas, so I can edit my password to be 1234, update it, and now we should be able to connect to MongoDB. Another thing, we also have to make sure that we have MongoDB in here, which we do, and I don't think we use Mongoose for this one, which is weird. Actually, let me check. Yeah, our connection, we just use Mongo clients, and Mongo client connects to it. So yeah, no Mongoose in this. I guess we have to take this part and copy it over, or actually let me see the project completed up to this point, because they might have, okay, so I guess they just did this. So I'll just copy that over into my server.js file. I'll put it underneath the app.uses part. Oh, we also need this object ID, and we get that from mongodb.objectID, looks like. So we will take that part as well, and I guess it should work now. So let's try it out. We will take the solution link, paste it in, and try it out, and it looks like it works. All right, so yeah, now we're connecting to our database, which I just did. You can set up a free database on MongoDB Atlas. That's what I did. And I'm guessing we need to copy this code here. We can cheat again by checking out the project completed up to this point. But I guess let's take this and copy it. And we need to put it over our app.route. So instead of that, we'll put that in there. And then we also need to comment this part out and also comment out, actually, yeah, just that. So let's try it out now. Not sure if it'll work or not. Looks like it's working for now. So let's try it out. Paste in the solution link and try it. And it's not working yet. Done should be called with the doc. Oh, so I should pass error and doc in here, I think. That's possibly the answer. All right, let's try it out now. Nope. See what they did. Oh, it has to go inside. Okay, so this stuff has to go inside of our MyDB async client part. Wait, no, where it says serialization and deserialization here, that's where we need to put it. There we go. And I think it should work now. Let's try it. And what the heck? Oh, I guess it should be null doc. So instead of error here, put null. Now try it. Yep, okay. That was the problem, I guess. Now there's a bunch of authentication strategies. To see hundreds of strategies, visit Passport's site. We are going to be using a local strategy, I guess. And we need to take this chunk of code and put it in our REPL.it somewhere, guessing up here. It allows us to go through a variety of providers like Google or GitHub. We can see if we did anything wrong. Okay, so this goes underneath my deserialized user. I didn't know where it went, so let's just take this and let's put it underneath here, and that should be good. Let's run it. Local strategy is not defined. Oh yes. I need to add in this require. I also need to add in passport local as a dependency. I don't know what version though. Looks like passport local is version 1.0.0. So we'll go in our package JSON, put it in here, passport local version 1.0.0. So there we go. Now we have that. We need to stop and run it, and it needs to install that package with npm install. Now it's started again, and it looks like it's working. So let's try it out here. Paste in the solution link, complete it, and it does work. Okay. All right, next up we have create new middleware right here. And this middleware is going to make sure that we're authenticated by calling passport's isAuthenticated method. And it looks something like this. So we're going to be using this code here. And then we're going to be adding it as a middleware by doing .get ensure authenticated. So let's add this function, copy this, go to our REPL. I'm guessing we can just put it at the top, so that's where I'm going to put it. And then we have to put this as middleware for which one? For a /profile route. I'm not sure if we have this yet, which it doesn't look like we do. And I think we can just put this underneath everything. So I'll put it down here. We have a new route that goes to /profile and it brings up our profile page. So let's see if this works. Well, it runs just fine. And let's try the tests. Put the solution link here and say we've completed it. And it does look like it works. So that's cool. Oh, this is kind of cool. Now that we ensure that the user is authenticated, we can use the information contained in rec.user on our page now. So that's awesome. Now we're gonna be putting username inside of our profile page. So kind of like we did with this / route where we did res.render and then the file pug, and then we can pass along information with it. That's kind of what we're going to be doing. We're going to be passing along information to that pug file. So down here we have this profile page, and we're going to be passing along the username information. So we're just going to go username equals rec.user.username. So now we can use username inside of this profile page. And then we also have to go to profile.pug and add in this line below the H1 element. So we'll add that line inside of profile right above or right under, below. So we'll add that line there. All right, that's cool. See what else we have to do. We also need to add a link referring to the /logout route. So we will add that inside of our profile.pug, and I think it just goes underneath these. I think that should work. Let's try it out. Take the URL and test it on FreeCodeCamp, and it looks like it works. Cool. Apparently logging a user out is pretty easy. All we have to do is do rec.logout and then redirect to a different page. And then also, we aren't handling missing pages, so if we call a route that doesn't exist, we should be able to handle that, and that's done with this. And this is middleware, so I think it should go kind of where the other middleware is. I'm just going to add it in here. We know it's middleware because it does app.use, and then we also want to add in this route as well, and we'll just put this route at the bottom. So there we go, we log out, and I think I have it right now, so let's test it. Put it in here. Say we've completed it, and it doesn't work for logout because it should redirect to the home page. I might need to pass in this ensure authenticated middleware, but I'm not sure. Or I could just see what they have up to this point, because I'm not really sure why it's not working. Oh, I guess we're supposed to put all of these routes inside of our mydb function. So I'll just do that quick, I guess. I'll take it and I'll put them in here, and maybe now it should work. Let's try it out now, and it's still not working. Okay, I guess I need this middleware inside of here underneath everything. That could be it. So let's grab this middleware and put it underneath these routes. And now let's try it. And it looks like it works now. So, all right. Registration of new users. Now we need to allow a new user on our site to register for an account. So now on the home page, we need to add a new variable object passed along called show registration true. So I'll just copy that, go to my REPL, and inside of the home page, I want to do show registration true. And then when I refresh it, we should see the registration form, and it's set to post on /register. So that's why we have to make this route. And I believe I can just copy this. So yeah, I'm going to copy all of this. And then I'm going to go to REPL, and I'm going to paste it probably underneath /logout. That should be fine. Let's stop and run it and see what it looks like. We have our login form right here, and we have our registration form down here. So I guess I can put in a username and password and try registering. And then maybe in my database, I'm in there now. Yep, I'm in the database now, so that is working great. So I'm guessing it should work then. Let's test it out. Go to FreeCodeCamp and paste in the solution link, complete it, and it does work. All right, next we're gonna hash our passwords, because you see right here when I put it in, I have my password as a string of 1, 2, 3, 4, and we actually want it hashed in our database so that people can't hack in and then see everyone's passwords. And we're going to be using bcrypt, the package called bcrypt, to solve this issue. So we need to add bcrypt as a dependency in our package JSON. So I guess we'll add bcrypt as a dependency quick. I don't know what version to use, and I believe it's version 5.0 to use, so that's what I'm going to use. Got this off of bcrypt npm. So I'll just go in here, add in bcrypt, and version 5.0.0. So that should work for that. Next up, I need to require it inside of my server.js. So I'll go up here and I'll do const bcrypt equals require bcrypt. All right, now I can use it. What do I have to do here? I have to do const hash equals bcrypt.hashSync. So I guess I'll copy that line, and that goes inside of our register route somewhere. When we insert one, we want to have the password be the hash, I think. There we go. We make our hash by doing this bcrypt.hashSync, and then we pass along the password with a salt number, I think is what that's called. And then we also have to change another line of code with this. So we'll go in here, and where it says if something equals the other thing, maybe that's for logging in though. No, is it ensure authenticated, that function? In our authentication strategy. So in the local strategy. So yeah, down here in the local strategy, we actually have to change this line if password does not equal user.password. We have to change that to what they have, which is bcrypt.compareSync, and then password user.password. So let's try it now. See if it works. Ignore that. It has to install bcrypt quick. All right, looks like it's running now. Let's try registering a user. We'll say George, and we'll have the password be 1234. And register, and let's check our database again, refresh, and the password should be hashed. Oh, and FreeCodeCamp did a bunch of tests, and yeah, with George, this is the hashed password now. Even though I put in 1234, it is completely unrecognizable. So I think this should work. Let's try testing it on FreeCodeCamp. Put in the solution link, complete it, and it works. Awesome. Now we need to clean up our project with modules. So we're going to be splitting up our code into different files because right now it's all in one file, which is not good. So we're going to make two new files called routes.js and auth.js. So I'll do that quick. Routes.js and auth.js. And they're both going to start with this code right here. So I'll just paste that in both of them. I'm going to check the way they did it just so I don't mess anything up here. But yeah, we're just going to be splitting these files up. So I'm going to check what they have inside of their auth.js. I'll just copy all this, go to auth.js, paste it in. So it looks like we required everything that we need. We did this module.exports thing, and we put in our serialization, deserialization, and our local strategy inside of the auth file. What do we put in the routes file? Looks like we put in pretty much everything else. So I'll just grab all of that, paste it in the routes file. That's our /route, login, profile, logout, register, routes, and our ensure authenticated function. Next up, what does server.js now look like? In server.js, we have to require our routes and our auth. And where do we use them in here? Well, right inside of here, we just go routes and auth, and we pass in our app, and we pass in the database. So let's grab that and replace what we have. And there we go. We split up our files. So now let's test it out. Paste in the solution link and complete it, and it works. Cool. Implementation of social authentication. I'm pretty excited for this one because this is really exciting. We can authenticate through GitHub or through Google. And for this challenge, we're going to be authenticating through GitHub. And I've always been curious about how to do this, and this is going to be my first time doing this. So let's see how they do it here. Okay, so it looks like we need a GitHub client ID, and we need a GitHub client secret. And this is done in our account profile settings under developer settings, and then in OAuth applications. And then we need to register a new application, and then we need to paste in our URL to our REPL. So I'll go there, I guess. I'm already logged in, and then I can register a new application. My application name will be advanced node, and our homepage URL will be this REPL.it, I believe. So I'll copy that over, put it in. The authorization callback URL, we need to paste in the same URL as the home page, but with /auth/github/callback added on. Okay, so we need to do our home page, and then we need to add this on. So there we go. We have /auth/github/callback added onto that. And I believe I can register this application now. So let's do that. All right, and I have my client ID and I have my client secret. All right, I'm gonna put my client ID and my client secret inside my .env file. All right, I put in my client ID and client secret in my .env file as strings. And now inside my routes.js file, I need to add in this bit of information to the home page. And for our home route, we will add in this bit of information of show social auth true. So I believe that will allow us to log in with GitHub. Now we need to add two more routes, one to /auth/GitHub and one to auth GitHub callback. Let's see how they did this part here. Okay, so they added these two lines, or these two routes. So I'm just gonna copy those over, and it will go underneath our register route. Paste those in here. So we're doing auth GitHub and authenticating through GitHub. And then for the callback, we authenticate through GitHub. If we don't redirect, we go to the home page. If we do redirect, we go to profile. All right, see what else we have to do. That should be it. Let's test it out. I'm not sure if this is gonna work, but we'll try it. Social login with GitHub, and yeah, it's not working. Wait, I have to use my .env file, don't I, somewhere? Yeah, I'm not sure where the GitHub client ID and secret come in. Like, I wonder if it automatically gets called, or if I have to pass it in somewhere that I don't know. You know, let's see what the error was again. It says unknown authentication strategy of GitHub. Okay, so it's probably having a hard time with this. Okay, maybe we're going to keep going in the next section, so I'll just try it out anyways, even though it doesn't seem to be working correctly. So I'll just take it and throw it in here and see if it works. And it does, so I guess we're gonna keep going with this now. Yep, implementation of social authentication 2. So yeah, this is where we need the extra code to make it actually work. I was a little bit confused there. We need to add a dependency of Passport GitHub to our project. Okay, let me look that one up. All right, Passport GitHub, 18,900 weekly downloads, version 1.1. So I will add that one in here. Passport GitHub, version 1.1.0. Alrighty. And then we need to require it in our auth.js, like so. Inside of our auth.js, we'll add this in. There we go. We have our GitHub strategy. So I'm guessing we do another one of these. Yes, like this. So I'm just gonna copy this code and I will paste it in underneath this passport.use. I'll paste it in underneath that. I wish it formatted nicer. And I have my GitHub client ID and secret, so that should be good. I need my callback URL, and I believe that is something like this as a string. I'll check theirs just to make sure I have it right. So yeah, I need to add in this auth/GitHub/callback at the end as well. So I'll go here, add that in. All right, and I guess it will still throw errors, so I'm just gonna run it and then test it on FreeCodeCamp. It's installing that Passport GitHub npm package. It was pretty quick though, and let's test it out. Still runs. Put in the solution link, try it, and we move on. All right, number 3, third step. All right, looks like I'm gonna need to copy this code. All right, I'm not exactly sure where this goes, so I'm just gonna check. Oh, actually this goes, yeah, I'm just gonna check what they did. Yeah, I was guessing it goes in that function. I'll just copy to the end of this. So there we go. Not exactly sure what all of this means, like the $signs in front of these. I don't know what those do, but apparently now we should be able to try it. Oh, this is for Mongoose, I think, or it's just MongoDB syntax for inserting data. Anyways, let's try it out here. Let's try login with GitHub, and GitHub refused to connect. Maybe if I put this in my own browser, either that or it's still like registering my app. Let's try it here. Okay, cool. It looks like it's working, and I can authorize myself, and it looks like I logged in. So that's awesome. Okay. Let's see if it put anything in our database, because it definitely could have. Yep, it put me inside of here with a bunch of my information. So I'm guessing this is what other sites do. When you log in with Google or you log in with GitHub, they can just grab all of your information that way, which is kind of scary, but at the same time, I guess it helps them a lot. It helps them make recommendations to you and whatnot like that. I don't know. But I guess it works now, so let's test it on FreeCodeCamp, try it out, and it works. All right, set up the environment. This part is for making Socket.io work, and Socket.io is basically used for real-time chat applications usually. So I'm guessing that, well, actually I guarantee that Slack and or Discord both use Socket.io or some other type of WebSockets to make their application function. And basically for this challenge, we want to set up a chat room, I think. And to get started with this, we need to make a get route pointing to /chat. So we'll go to our routes, and I will just take this one and copy it down. And instead of profile here, it will be to /chat. And we need to make sure we are authenticated. And then we also want to just send the user in here. So we'll just put user and rec.user, or actually we want, yeah, user rec.user. Yep. And we want it to render chat.pug. So we'll go back here and we want it to render chat.pug. So instead of profile, we'll just do chat, and that should work for that. Next thing we need to do is alter our GitHub callback route to set our session ID to rec.user.id. So I believe that's in our auth.js, or yeah, inside this GitHub callback. I think we need to do this. No. You know what? Let me just see what they did down here by clicking here, and then it looks like, oh, okay, they put it in right here where the app.route is for the GitHub callback. That's where we put it. So that's in routes down here and right here. rec.session.userid equals rec.userid. Next up, we need to add HTTP and socket.io as dependencies, and then we need to require them in our server. So let's see what versions those are. HTTP, oh, maybe HTTP comes with it, so I might not need this one, actually. I'm not sure. Never mind. Yeah, it says add them as a dependency, so yeah, I'm guessing I need to actually add them. So inside of our package JSON, we will add in HTTP, and it will be version 0.0.1-security. I don't really know what the -security is for, but I guess I'll try it. I mean, I don't know if it's going to work or not, but let's try getting socket.io. Socket.io npm is much more popular, and it's version 3.0.3, yeah. So we'll grab sockets.io, and we'll throw that version in there as well. And then we need to use them and require them inside of our server. So we'll take these 2 lines and we'll paste them inside of our server file. Just paste them underneath all the other require routes. So that should work for that. Let's see what else we have to do here. We need to change the line app.listen to http.listen. Alrighty. Instead of app.listen, we'll go http.listen. And we need to add this inside of our database connection. So we'll grab that inside of our connection.js somewhere. I'm not sure where, so I'm going to check what they did. Oh, not inside connection.js. It's still inside a server, but it's like within my DB. We need to put this io.onConnection, so it just says that we're connected. Let's see what else. Now for the client to connect, we need to add this to our client.js. So we'll grab that, go to our client.js, where I don't know where it is. It's in our public folder, and we need to add this somewhere. Let's see where. We need to put it right underneath document.ready function. So we'll put it right underneath here. All right. Actually, yeah, that's all we need. Now we need to test it out. So I will test it out myself, I guess. We need to stop and run it and install those dependencies. Okay, there was an error. It cannot access app before initialization. Let's see what we need to actually do here. So yeah, they did http.listen. I might have to put this io.on underneath the routes and auth. That could be it. Let's try moving that under and stop and run it. And still an error. .create server app is having okay. Oh, it's because app is being built right here. So we actually need this part to go above that. That should be the only thing wrong, I think. Yep, it looks like it's working now. Let's try refreshing this and logging in. Actually, let's register a new person. We'll go new and password of 1234, register, and now we should be able to log in with that person, which is new, and 1234, log in, and it just says user new attempted to log in, but it doesn't say we're connected, so I'm not sure if it's working or not. Either way, let's try testing it out on FreeCodeCamp. Let's try it. I guess it works anyways. Maybe if I put it in my own browser and try it, then it would have worked, but now we want to communicate by emitting. So this is part of socket.io for like a real-time chat application. And we're going to add in some variables and then emit our user count. And let's see what they did just so that it goes a little faster here. Looks like in our client.js, we add these few lines. So go here, add in those few lines. That should work for that. Next thing we need are these lines right here. So we will add that inside of our server.js file, I believe. Yep. Right in here, paste that in. Oh, we also need my current users as a variable somewhere, and that goes right above it. So we'll go let current users equal 0 to start. And I think that's all I have to do for that challenge. So let's stop and run it. Seems to work still. Let's just test it out on FreeCodeCamp. And yep, it works. Cool. Next up, we need to handle disconnect. This is done with socket.onDisconnect, and we can just put this inside of our server.js file. Right inside io.onConnection, right inside of there, we'll put socket.onDisconnect, and then anything we want to do on disconnect, I'll look at what they did for that. And it looks like what they did is they just subtracted our current users and emitted a user count. So I'll just take what they did and paste it in, stop and run it and try it out. Test it on FreeCodeCamp, and it works. All right, now we have authentication with socket.io. We need to add passport.socket.io, connect Mongo, and cookie parser as dependencies, and then require them. So I will do that quick. All right, passport.socket.io is version 3.7.0, so I'll take that and throw it in my package JSON, paste it in right there. Good to go for that one. Next up, connect Mongo. Here's connect Mongo, which is version 3.2.0. I'll grab that. Last but not least, we have cookie parser. So I'll look that one up. Here's cookie parser. This one's used quite a bit, and it's version 1.4.5. And then I need to require them as passport socket.io, Mongo store, and cookie parser. And then it looks like we have to do a bunch of these things. Not sure exactly how all of this works, but I kind of just want to get this challenge done. And basically to get it done, I can just look at what they have up to this point. Now I think I'm going to copy these requires, and this goes in our server.js file. There we go, we have those ones. The other things we need are this io.use part. So I will take that, and we need it to put it under our other middlewares, or other global middlewares of app.use. So I'll put it there. All right, we have that now. And then the next thing we need is on authorization success and unauthorized fail functions. And these can go at the bottom of our file above the http.listen. So there we go, we have those now. We can also say, instead of a user has connected, we can say something like this, where user and then their username has connected. And I think this should work now. It still runs nicely. Let's see if it works with FreeCodeCamp. Let's throw in the solution link and try it out. And it works. Cool. Let's move on. Next up, we're going to announce new users with socket.io. We need to do this bit of code and this bit of code, but I don't know exactly where they go. So I'm going to check what they have. So yeah, in our client.js file, we need this part. And that's in our public folder, client.js. And then instead of this socket.on, we put this socket.on. And we're using a little bit of jQuery here, I'm pretty sure. Not too bad though. The other thing we need to change is in our server.js file. And it's right under our current users where it says io.emit. Instead of doing this, we do this one, which is io.emit user, and then we pass in the name, current users, and connected true. And I'm guessing this gets thrown into client.js. So like we have name here and current users, and then we check client.js, and this has current users, and it also has name in here as well, and then connected true. I think that's where it gets passed, and I think that's all we had to do for this challenge. So I will try it out. Take the URL, paste it in. Once you restart it, and then complete it, and it works. Cool. Last one here, send and display chat messages. We already have this inside of our client.js file, and we need to do socket.emit a chat message, and then pass in message to send. Pretty sure this is all changes in our client.js file, so I will check what they did. Well, there's one change in the client.js file and also in the server.js file. They added this part here inside client.js. Underneath this one, we go socket.on chat message, and then we do a callback function, messages.append, and looks like we make a list of our message and also put in the name of who said it. All right. The other change in our server.js file, underneath io.emit, we have to put this line, which is socket.on chat message. We emit a chat message, and we put in our name and the message that we put in. So that should work now. I should actually probably test this out on my own and see how it works, but I'm not really sure how to do it, how to even test it, I guess. I think we have like 2 of these open in my browser, then I can chat with each other, I think is how it works. If I log in here, actually I'll just register 2 new people. I'll say Fred 234. Register, and then log in. At least I think I can log in. Okay, what about George? Can he log in? Okay, this is weird, I guess. I'll just log in with GitHub, I guess. It just says welcome, but I don't know how I can chat. Oh, is it a different route? Maybe it's a different route that I'm not seeing. Yeah, I have to go to /chat. That's why. Go to /chat, maybe. Maybe in this one. Once I'm logged in, then I can go to /chat, I think. Yep, there we go. And it just says undefined as join the chat. I send a send. Okay, I don't see the message showing up, but it does say 1 user online, which is right. And this person can join now, but nothing gets sent, which is kind of weird. I guess we'll try it out anyways, because it's been working for the other ones. So let's take our URL and paste it in, see what happens. Yep, it looks like we completed it, even though it seems to not be working correctly, which is kind of weird. But hey, I'm not complaining, I guess. I guess it's fine. There we go, we made it through the Advanced Node and Express challenges. Next up, we have the Quality Assurance Projects, which again deals with Node.js and Express APIs and whatever and whatnot to build a metric imperial converter, an issue tracker, a personal library, a Sudoku solver, and an American British translator. So that's what we have up next. The advanced node and express challenges were pretty weird, and I didn't really know what I was doing, but thankfully they have that GitHub part where we can see the project up to this point and then just gather the changes they made and put it in our own project. If we want to actually like figure out how they did all this stuff, we'd have to read a lot of documentation on the different packages they used, like Passport. But I just kind of wanted to show you how to do these challenges. So anyways, thanks for watching, and I will see you next time. Peace.